In 2026, it seems like everybody is making content and trying to go viral on social media. And well, I don't blame them, because it's never been easier. We have access to millions of viewers and cinema grade cameras from our literal back pocket. But making the right content?
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah,
Let me restart.
that's actually quite hard.
What's
I'm talking writing, filming, editing, and the jigsaw puzzle of making them all work together. It's a big enough task for a production team, let alone a single person. So that's why in this video, I'm going to give you everything I have learned about content and how I make it in an overly structured, unorthodox process so that I am consistent and don't end up going batshit insane.
I am never making a video again. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going to give you the tools, the tips, and more importantly, the mindset, the exact thing that took me from 0 to 200,000 followers across all the different platforms. I'm not here to brag, but to say my method just works. Well, that's because I'll strap my camera to a stranger's bike, rest a tripod on my gonads, and dance in the shower naked for storytelling's sake. Anything for storytelling. Well, I mean, not anything, but quite a lot of things, because it is the most important part of any form of content, and that's where this video begins.
Storytelling at my desk. Now, pre-production is and always will be the most important part of my content process. So you're gonna wanna get your notebooks out.
I remember asking myself a question one day that changed everything.
Everybody is making content nowadays. So why should they watch you? You mean me? I'm just the camera dude.
That's what I was. I was the camera dude making videos for himself on the side, wishing the algorithm would serve me up 10,000 followers because I knew how to edit a video.
Looking back, I can definitely see where I went wrong. I didn't value people's time. I didn't have a powerful enough story, and I was too focused on mastering the hook. And I didn't realize you could replace the word algorithm with audience and the word audience with people. And now as I'm growing my channel, I realize it's not about feeding a machine. It's about connecting with people who give a shit about what you're saying.
And this is exactly how you can do that. I just made an in-depth video on all of these tools, so go check that out in the description. But in this video, I'm gonna deep dive into my Notion setup. And I guess it's also worth mentioning that if you get the same question twice, make a video about it. After 18 months of using Notion, I can quite confidently say that they have upgraded my storytelling to the next level. This organizing tool has been pivotal in my growth on social media and will continue to help me grow over 2026 as I have the ambitious goal to get 1 million of you to click the subscribe button.
And Notion is backing me in because they are the proud sponsor of today's video, which is literally so fitting because I use this app every single day and I literally cannot shut up about it. Welcome inside my computer, inside my Notion workspace. Now you might be looking at this thinking, what is even happening right now? But trust me, it is very simple. It's a very streamlined system that I use, and I'm not a rocket scientist, so you can learn it too. Now, if we start at the top left here, we have quick action buttons. If you click a new task and say edit this video, it's gonna show up under tasks, edit this video. We can just check it off with this little box and it will disappear. And you can also see that we have a priority list. So high is at the very top. We can update the duration of the task, and we also have a due date, which will shoot it right up the list to the very top. If we come up to the top right, I've got a research and development section for just basically everything to do with my personal brand. Now, the key with the research and development part is that you have to keep coming back and auditing and looking back through the things that you have jotted down. So for example, I've got YouTube analysis where I've broken down creators and thumbnails and all sorts of things that I've liked and been inspired by. Now, down the very bottom, the production pipeline. This thing is where I spend probably 80% of my time, and it is amazing. So this is where the quick action button up the top here, I could say content system. And if I just leave that like that, it will come into this little ideas panel. So let's just say the content system idea is something that I want to make into an actual video. I'm gonna click this action button next to it, which is going to send it down into the production pipeline, into idea refinement, down the bottom here. Once they're in the production pipeline, this is where the entire process of pre-production starts. This content system idea is going to be a YouTube video. So I've got templates down the bottom here, which is YouTube, Instagram, and carousel. So I'm gonna select YouTube. And as you can see, the entire contents of this page just changed instantly. So we've got some properties at the top here, and I leave deadline at the top because it is very important to have deadlines. We've also got the type of content it is, and then the status of the idea, sponsorship of the video, thank you Notion. And now we come down into the actual contents of this page. First thing we have for a YouTube video is the title and the thumbnail. This is the first thing I'm gonna work on. It is the most important. Now I'm just gonna head into a previous example to show you why this is so important and what I do. So for this YouTube video that I just posted about my habit challenge of reading, so I have my title and a drop-down list of all the ideas that I have surrounding the topic. And then when it comes time to post, I'm gonna choose 3 different ones to test. If we scroll down to thumbnail, I will pre-shoot my thumbnails and have 1 to 2 variations that I can test alongside the different titles. I cannot stress enough, titles and thumbnails are the most important thing of a YouTube video if you're trying to pursue YouTube as your main style of content. But if you can't get someone to click into the video, you can't expect them to watch it to the end. Soundtrack, very, very important, as you'll see in the post-production phase. Matching your storytelling to a tempo, to a feeling is very important. I'll almost bring in music before I even start the editing process. Next up is inspiration. I'll go for a little hunt around, see what's worked for other people, how they've constructed their ideas around a similar topic. All right, now that the foundations are done, which is the yellow section of this whole template, I'll move on to the script. Now, this is where I bring my video to life, as I like to sit down and write and make sure every detail is sort of accounted for before my video even takes to the production space. Here is yet another reminder, and this time it is my storytelling rules, okay? I've got a 3-act narrative, a cinematic sequence and song, my persona, which is simple, honest, and playful, and one unexpected turn of events that breaks the viewer's expectations. So in this way, I'll break up the video into Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, which is basically the beginning, middle, and end for anyone that doesn't know filmmaking terms. Under these, I also have more reminders of what to write, how to get people engaged and interested in my video, which you can see if you download my template.
Now, if you're wanting to create your template from scratch, this is where the newest Notion agent comes in. You can get this little dude to make the entire thing for you with just a mere thought. Notion agent was designed to complete tasks end to end and can do everything like edit, customize, and create databases with properties, views, and structured content. This means that you don't have to worry how I manually set up my entire template, because you can just get Notion agent to do it for you. Not only that, but your Notion agent can be completely personalized. It learns to follow your instructions and can be guided with a profile page and memories you can edit.
Wow.
I don't know if I should be amazed or scared.
Wow.
I use my Notion agent, aka Mr. Sanctuary, to help me clean up my scripted paragraphs of complete jargon into polished lines that I can then use for my videos.
Notion agent is designed to save you countless hours in one single go by handling all the manual, boring, repetitive tasks that you don't want to do. And you can try Notion agent for free using this link that will also be linked in the description. And thank you to Notion for not only sponsoring this video, but having the product that actually just works and that I use every single day to bring my storytelling to life.
However, when it comes to actually sitting down to write your video, this is an art form in itself. To make sure I'm capturing all of my ideas, I carry around a pocket journal at all times. If I want to plug it straight into my production pipeline on Notion, I'll press the quick action button and then head straight to the Siri voice to text feature, where I'll just speak aloud my idea and my thoughts. This is going to create a paragraph of complete nonsense, but then I'll just get Notion agent to clean it up for me. I think it's worth mentioning that your location can help stimulate better thoughts and better ideas. So personally, I like to head to cafes or quiet focus spots like libraries, and I even think of some of my ideas while I'm exercising at the gym. But I think the biggest takeaway of pre-production is that it is worth every single minute spent. It is the foundation to any good story, and as they say, if you fail to prepare, then you should be prepared to fail.
So I want to go into the production side of things now, and I did say that pre-production was very important, the structure, the storytelling. However, there's a mindset shift that I've come to realize that's so important when you're documenting your own life. How are you going to expect people to be interested in you if you don't do interesting things? The biggest thing you can do is pick up the camera and record your goddamn life in whatever way that looks like. And even though you might not have the story ready for that sequence of clips around the sunrise in the morning, you now have the ability to form a story around that footage. So if you see something beautiful in your life, or if you see something terrible happening in your life, pull out your camera and record it. You will not regret it. You will have that in the bank for when that story matters. Also, there was about 5 people looking at me that entire time. Stop caring so much about what other people think. Now, going back into the Notion, you'll see that I have 11 shots you will ever need when you're inside production. A habit that I've been trying to pick up is, instead of filming 30 minutes on a single wide shot, I'll film 20 seconds on 5 different pickup shots, which basically means I'm using 5 of these different shots to make a sequence and an edit come alive with different angles. This means I have to come up with a plan, which is my shot list. And recently I've been drawing out my storyboards on sticky notes on paper, because when I go to film, I can physically see what the frame looks like, which makes it so much easier to piece the entire edit together. And the type of shots I'm referencing there is what I like to call B-roll. Now, when it comes to A-roll, this is all the scripted notes that you have written down inside your Notion, and it is the bulk of the storytelling. All you really need for A-roll is a nice setting, some nice lighting, and some nice framing, which brings me to gear. This is my camera bag. Take this with me everywhere that I go where I need my camera and a lot of gear. It is not the best camera bag. It is not also the worst. Leave any suggestions. On the top slip, there is a pocket for my Mac, which is really, really handy because this is the big version. What I love about this bag is that all your gear is locked up from the back. So when you're wearing your backpack, no one can steal anything. Starting off with the main camera. This is not my main camera. I'm using my main camera. I'm rocking with the Sony A7C Mark II. This camera is a goddamn beast. If you're filming outside, please get yourself an ND filter. ND filters changed my life. Another thing that changed my life, a good SD card. This is my 85mm lens for my Sony. This gets really nice, crisp close-up shots. Side handle grip, extra cables for all sorts of electronics. This is my battery pack where I store my batteries fully charged. This is my portable battery that I can charge my phone or my batteries with, or anything when I'm on the go. I've got wireless microphones as well as a boom microphone that I'm using right now, and then a yellow and white spotlight LED. And then in the side here, I keep my tripod, which is pretty compact. A Joby gets the job done. Filmmaking game changer is these quick release plates. I've got mine from Small Rig. You've got a male and a female mount, and then you just press that in, slide it in, and you can have this attachment on all sorts of accessories.
And as for the bits that weren't in my camera bag but need to be shown, I have this retro old school cam that burns into mini DVDs. It is a pain in the ass to get off, but it is worth it. I've got a GoPro Hero 10 that has a few upgrades and has this awesome clamp magnet mount.
Everything.
A must-have bit of gear that has changed my storytelling is this third arm. It also has the quick release plate on it, but this thing clamps to anything. I'm using a C-stand to get overhead shots, and I've also got an Amazon Studio Light for basic lighting, which is also a game changer.
So that is all of my gear sitting right there. And once you have collected all of your footage from the production process, it's time to import. To many, this is the most daunting part of this entire process. Piecing together an edit into a finished video. Where the hell do I even start? Well, I like to say, just start from the start. But editing a YouTube video could be a 3-hour tutorial in itself. So I'm gonna give you my process that I wish I knew 5 years ago when I started editing because it makes life so much easier.
So once you've put your SD card from your camera into your computer, you want to import the clips onto a content dedicated external hard drive and put all of these clips into an allocated folder. This has taken me a long time to realize, so please follow this seamless method. I use the shortcut Control or Command plus N for a new folder window. Then drag it holding the Option key to the side of the screen. You want to create a folder for the video named exactly what it would be called on Notion, with the prefix of the corresponding number followed by an underscore. This will keep it in an organized order. I then copy a preset into the folder, which will have subfolders for A-roll, B-roll, extra overlays, and a gallery of sounds that I've curated from licensing platforms I use like Artlist and Licked. Then I drag all my footage into the correct subfolder. Whilst your footage is uploading, open up your editing platform. I use Premiere Pro, but DaVinci and Final Cut are all great to use as well. I will set up my timeline by adding a new sequence and calling it YouTube. I import all 4 subfolders from my external hard drive into the file on Premiere. I then drag my A-roll into the sequence and immediately transcribe it into the text feature. This way you can delete all the pauses instantly from your A-roll, speeding up the editing process a crazy amount. I will then hold the Option key and split screen my computer again, this time with Notion and Premiere. I'm going to try and match the script to exactly what I was saying, removing any errors on the A-roll. After this, I'll get out my Blue Yeti microphone, which is a really good microphone, and I use the warm tone filter to make it sound how it does. The voiceover is the first thing I'll do to construct the intro, and then I'll go through the whole video, adding in music to get the pacing right. I like to picture this part of the process as a dance. It's a balancing act of trying to add the right amount of context and curiosity with personality. After this, it's time to start puzzle piecing B-roll throughout the video. Sometimes I'll use the text tool to write in the B-roll description from the shot list to know where everything slots in. And then finally, I'll go through the entire edit and sound design and color grade. Again, these could be videos in itself, so let me know if that's something you want to see.
Yeah, that was a lot. This post-production process is pretty unorthodox. Heck, this entire system is pretty unorthodox, but it really works for me. The back and forth editing process can take anywhere between 5 hours and 20 hours depending on the YouTube video. That's usually because I'm having to go back and film B-roll to fill in the missing puzzle pieces of the video. So that concludes my entire content process from pre to post-production in the most simplified way I could possibly tell it. I want to stress that the tools are not nearly as important as the mindset on the topic of content. Plenty of people have blown up from just speaking to a camera in their car. And why not you? Because your ideas, the way you tell your story, and your ability to show up consistently is how you're gonna reach more people. It's what's gonna get you into this so-called algorithm that everybody speaks about. Remember, algorithm is just another word for people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, what is the biggest thing that's holding you back from being a creator? And as always, goodbye.
Thank you.